Alright, well, hello from the past. So continuing my previous video because the stack is too damn big. Just want to get these things filed away, so just going to get in there. Hope everyone's doing well. So all new finds basically because I just have too much crap to show. Here we are. So I found this one, Glenn Branca and John Giorno, if you know those, No Wave. Who You Staring At? VG Plus copy, got it fairly cheap, I think. Yeah, 13 bucks. What's killing me though, this is, this one is in the shrink and everything, but sitting right next to it was a sealed copy with the promo sticker and everything. I just thought it was a modern repress, but maybe there's maybe they don't have a modern repress. So I could have gotten a sealed copy. Oops. But yeah, still in the shrink. It's still a pretty damn good copy, so happy to get this. You can tell it's barely been played. Not his best stuff, but not his best. But yeah, you probably want to get like Symphony 1 or I guess Symphony 3 is kind of interesting. And what's the one with the dude that's been shot or something on the cover? That one's pretty good. Ascension, I think, whatever it's called. Pretty solid 4 though. Another pickup when I was down in Richmond. Been eyeing this for a while. It's been out for a while, so I figured it's time to buy it. Heroin, I believe it's their complete discography. Two discs on this guy. So yeah, 2 discs for sure. So everything's between 90 and 93. So one of the original Gravity bands, early emo. Before we really were calling it emo, or maybe when we first started calling it emo, I don't know. Very screamy though. This one's a bit more harsh. It's probably not for everyone. As screamy. It's almost screamo, maybe. Yeah, so very good stuff here. Very influential band. Decent pressing. I think the originals aren't very hi-fi, so they were definitely not going for that either. So yeah, 4.5 on that, pretty solid. This one definitely 4.5, maybe even up to 5. Really like this one. It's been on my want list for a while. I found a used copy, so bought it at a decent price. Tamar Beck, All Bets Rough. I believe she's Israeli, or she's from that area anyway. Yeah, interesting. I guess it would be called like experimental pop or something like that. It's in there. This was been on my radar for a while because Henry Rollins was pushing this. I think it was a 23 release, but yeah, this was Henry Rollins was pushing this hard as is like his favorite album of 23. So it tells you it's pretty damn good. Pretty catchy. Little bit lo-fi, experimental. I believe it's on Kill Rock Stars. It kind of tells you what it's about. At least a 4.5, maybe a 5. It's pretty damn good. Highly recommend picking this up while it's available. The store still had some sealed copies, so I'm guessing it's not out of print yet. Kill Rock Stars, you probably had a decent run on those. I don't think I showed this last time, but yeah, U.S. Maple, they finally reissued, what's this one? Long Hair in 3 Stages, that's it. Jim O'Rourke produced it. I don't know if he recorded himself on this or not, but he was not like really a regular member of the band for sure. So red vinyl kind of matches the red on the cover. That's actually really nice artwork. I still have the promo poster for this too. From I used to buy a ton of Skin Graft records. So Skin Graft's more of the kind of spastic experimental rock stuff. This would fall a little more math rocky, like really early math rock. It's a pretty good album. Honestly, I don't think it's aged as well as some of the other ones. I almost bought this on CD so many times, and I should have. The original vinyl came in like a really cool, like deluxe. It's like I think it was a wooden box or something, something like that. Yeah, but they weren't that many of them. Yeah, I got some of their early rare releases that Skin Graft put out that are pretty unique, but never got this one. I should have. And they go for some bucks now, so happy to have this. I don't know. I still think it hasn't aged like super well. A lot of people would rank this higher than I'm around 4, but I think a lot of people would like this more. If you're really, I'm not like a massive math rock guy, but I do like it. Yeah, I buy it here and there, but yeah, this is a pretty solid outing. Jim O'Rourke can't go wrong. Um, yeah, it's kind of that little bit of a has a little bit of that experimental jazz thing you expect from that early math rock stuff. Speaking of jazz, another emo pickup when I did some trades. I just went with the kind of the best of comp for these guys. Captain Jazz, early emo band. So 24 songs. I think the CD again might have a few extra tracks, but I wasn't really that bothered in this case. So Captain Jazz, it's one of those bands I kind of was aware of, but didn't get all that much into. It's pretty solid though. It's 4.5 is somewhere in there. It's a little more accessible emo, a little more on the poppy side of things. I forget after this band they definitely went on to get involved in some pretty famous bands. I want to say what are those ones that are really popular in the VC? It's one of those bands I just never really got that much into, but it's like they're really big on the VC. I can't remember, but yeah. Anyway, these guys went into some like really famous bands afterwards. Again, I may or may not have shown this the last time. Another math rock one from Japan, Toe. This is like a EP or mini LP. I don't know. I think it's 45 RPMs, but yeah, it's a great sounding album. Math rock. Be careful when you're opening it, because I tried to save the shrink wrap and I kind of bent this. This is like they did this ridiculous thing where this like flap. Yeah, so careful if you get this album. It has like a flap to get to the record. Yeah, it's kind of cool, but I should have taken the shrink wrap off. I bent that a little bit, but I think it's clear vinyl or Coke bottle. But yeah, it's a nice pressing. Great album. Again, a 4.5-ish on this. This it's a reissue. I think the actual album's like about 10 years old. But I picked this up on eBay. I don't think it's like super hard to get a hold of, but I don't think they're gonna last that much longer. It's very niche. Another clear vinyl, original pressing of. As a press too. Sonic Youth. I think this was their first outing with Jim O'Rourke. Definitely more on the experimental orchestral side of things. Kind of a throwback to the Glenn Bianca kind of stuff. So when they were experimenting with more orchestrated sounds with unconventional guitar tunings, etc. If you're a fan of the more melodic Sonic Youth, it's probably not for you. If you like the more experimental, early stuff, instrumental, like or especially like Made in USA, that sort of thing, Spinhead Sessions, yeah, this would be more your style. SYR, you know what you're getting. Most people do. Yeah, so that's a pretty good one. I wouldn't pay a ton for this, but yeah, I paid 15 for an original pressing. Obviously, they're not. There was a recent reissue, which kind of interesting. So yeah, look into that if that sounds appealing to you. That's a 4 for me. This is a recent find. I have a Japanese record shop. I think I was talking to Dom to check this out, but I guess he didn't get a chance to. It's like 90% Japanese pressings. Big record store near me. Found this there. Probably been collecting dust there for a while. NG, or No Good in Japanese parlance. Various Collective from Trans Records, which was a Tokyo-based kind of a noise rock label. So it's got a lot of bangers on here. It's not the easiest listen, but it's interesting. Glad I picked it up. I got it for its original pressing, all the inserts, and actually had a flyer from Ebo YBO squared, which later became Zenigeva. But I actually like their Ebo better. Zoa, Ruins, Zikler, Asylum, Ebo, Saddam, The Boredoms, Libido, NHP, and Illbone. So great comp. I saw this is a pretty rare album. I was kind of surprised to see it, but It's one of those things like you see it, you buy it kind of thing. Um, yeah, it's still like a 4 for me. But, I'm not a big comp person, but it's cool. I had most of these bands already, but not the best Boredoms track either, unfortunately. Um, but it was an interesting purchase. I'm glad I got it. I got some vintage 80s flyers from Shinjuku Loft, one of the original. It's still there, actually. I went there quite often. Yeah, it's one of the original punk clubs in Tokyo. So that would have been like when it was only a few years old. Kind of cool. Should have pulled that out, but yeah, I got too many things to go. Kerosene 454 at zero. So it's one of the original 90s DC bands. I'm pretty sure I saw them at least a couple of times. This is probably their best album. I want to say this might have just after I bought this. I think it got a reissue. Yeah, I got the original 35, so that's not bad. Very clean too. VG Plus. Yeah, they definitely go. The originals definitely go for more, but I want to say like the EP or whatever came out before this. And I want to say this one like it came out maybe in the last month or two as a reissue maybe. CDs are a little easier to come by, but pretty good, solid 90s DC hardcore. You know what you're getting. 4.5 on this album. Good one. Another purchase from the Japanese shop I was at the other day. Hikashu. So this is the first pressing. This one you can get pretty cheap. There's a US pressing as well, surprisingly. This is the original Japanese pressing, and this is actually complete with the OB, and this actually is kind of cool. I'll actually show this one. So I was very surprised to find it actually had some exceptionally rare stuff in here. So it has the original insert, which is not that hard to find, I guess, but it also had the sticker sheet, which is kind of cool. And one of my favorite labels, it's got watermelon that's open. So, yeah, so this would fall more into, it's like, it's punk adjacent. I got to see them, I think like Boomtown Rats or something like that. So, 4.5 on this album. It's a pretty good banger. I actually got to see them maybe about 10 years ago. They were playing like in Tokyo. There was like they were having a last hurrah for onsen, which is like a bathhouse, public bathhouse, or a sento actually. So they, think like if you play Street Fighter, the one with the sumo wrestler E Honda in the U.S. version. Yeah, that is kind of like that, but it was like abandoned. They were gonna bulldoze it like the next day, so they had like a Melt Banana and these guys play inside the bathtubs, which is pretty weird. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. So I wanted something by them. So it's not one I'll probably play a ton, but it's nice to have, and I got original Japanese pressing, which is cool for a very reasonable price. Yeah, this one I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but yeah, I'd be a 4.5 on this guy. Early Sonic Youth, not much to be said here. This one has Brave Men Run, Ghost Bitch, Death Valley 69, Justice is Might. I mean, yeah, I tell her all the time. So, one of my favorite Sonic Youths, but it's probably be a top 5. Maybe 6 or 7, somewhere in there. Another Thurston project. Found this for like $5 or something when I was digging at Second and Charles, all places. This has been collecting dust there. Yeah, Barkays as Thurston Moore and Gown on the guitar, the double guitar. It's basically a noise album. The first side, so Saturday and Shit moniker kicker, pretty descriptive. Yeah, the first side didn't grab me that much, but the second side's a bit more rhythmic. It has Pete Nolan on drums. It's a bit more accessible. This was recorded, looks like 2005, 2006, before the breakup. But yeah, it's decent. I'd be right around a 4, maybe 3.5. Like I said, I definitely have to give it some more listens, but yeah, the first side didn't grab me that much. Let's see if I can get this under 20 minutes. I want to finish this. Another one I got, Second Charles, Stevie Wonder, Talking Book, pretty clean copy, somewhere in VG Plus territory. They had it reasonably priced, I picked it up. Proto emo, I'd say. This is a local Annapolis band. I don't. Yeah, I never saw them play, but they used to run the punk shows and the tables when I was growing up. They definitely got a lot of airplay like on local radio and a lot of the record shops. I knew some of these songs from just being in the record shops. Um, Not for everyone, but yeah. I won't call them the shit, but it's not. This is the Hated. Shit's another band I need to rebuy. My dumbass sold it, and I let one get away from me on eBay. Best Piece of Shit Volume 4, which is very confusing because it combines their album Volume 3 plus a second album of other stuff, demos and whatnots. If you're going to get one Hated, definitely get the Flux album. I think that's the stronger of the two, and it's better recorded for sure. Recording quality's all over the place. You know, they're a bunch of teenagers at the time. They're recording this probably for about $50. But yeah, local Annapolis punk band. They were kind of before Moss Icon. They kind of were very influential in Moss Icon and that scene. But yeah, I would consider it proto emo. I'll file it with emo because this is numero. But it's a pretty solid album. 4.5 for me, but it might not be that high for everybody. But there's stuff is going on there, but the sound quality is all over the place just because there's like basically cassette releases and stuff like that. Yeah, that's another bargain bin find. Vinyls like VG Plus, I'd say, or maybe VG. I don't know. So I think it's a 45 anyways. It doesn't really matter. Herbie Hancock Rocket. I had the remixed Rocket or the Mega Mix version too. Yeah, so this one's pretty good. You know it, you love it. 4.5 classic. Growing up, kind of kicking myself because like after I found that one, I found one for a couple bucks more that was cleaner, but I'd already checked out at that point, so I was kind of tired. This one's highly recommended. I need to get more of his stuff. Ben Lamar Gay. I would file it under contemporary jazz, but it's kind of like what's his name? Washington. What's his name? I forget his name. The Washington dude that was like Kamanzi Washington. He's kind of in that wheelhouse where he's kind of combining a lot of a lot of that Chicago UK stuff where they're kind of combining a lot of the hip hop y kind of stuff with jazz. This one has a lot of like kind of R&B type vocals and stuff from various artists. I want to get the album before this. The new album's supposed to be quite good too, though. So it's a combination of international anthem and none such. Highly recommend this one. 4.5. Great recording as well. Rest stuff I'm just going to try to knock it out really fast. CDs. Another local band. Long Live Death, to do more than God to die, I guess. So band's Long Live Death. So for Sean would know this one, like it's kind of what you'd find on VHF records. So kind of folky, drony. This gets a 5. It's really, really damn good. Good luck finding one. This one I just added to like another order because it was kind of a blind buy, but I saw they were local and just picked it up, and yeah, it was really good. This is the Kill Rock Stars version. There's a vinyl version of this, again, early emo. I don't know, like you can pick up the old CD comps. I think this might be a 2-disc. No, it's a single disc. Yeah, single disc. I think the vinyl's 2 discs, two records. Yeah, it's pretty solid, 4.5-ish on that. Early emo. I had this one for a while, but I don't think I've listened to it. Soft Cell. This is their 2000 album. I didn't realize they were still around. This one's surprisingly good. I would actually pick it up if you see it for cheap. I think a friend gave this to me. I think it has a second disc, which you could probably skip. But radio edits and stuff. But yeah, Soft Cell, early synth pop. Yeah, synth pop kicks, Pet Shop Boys discography. Yeah, it's a comp for. This one was a little disappointing. Antimony, Phantom Itch, another DC band. God, I'm pulling a blank. These are. I'm gonna pause for 1 second. Okay, sorry, little jump cut. Circus Lupus. That was what I was looking for. Yeah, so I was searching for their name earlier too. So it's like a couple of Circus Lupus guys on there is kind of why they were on my radar. I may have seen them, but they definitely didn't make an impression. But they were active like mid '90s, maybe late '90s. Uh, there is a vinyl release, but I wouldn't go out of your way for this one. It's 3.5. It has some interesting stuff going on, but definitely Circus Lupus where it's at. I don't really want them to reissue those things on vinyl. They're overdue on Discord. This is Fred Armisen's old band, Trenchmouth. I think this one's like a comp of some sort, but I felt like I just wanted some of it, so it's kind of a little bit on the math rocky side. It's pretty solid. I'd give it a 4. Again, it's available on vinyl, but is it good enough to spend a lot of money on? I'm around a 4 on that one. This one, though, this is out of everything I've purchased in the last 3-4 months. This is probably my favorite. Haberdasher. This is a Baltimore, Maryland band. This does have vinyl, but it's really rare. Maybe one of these days I'll find it digging around here. But yeah, it's kind of like math rocky, but very bass forward. Really nice mastering too. But CDs you can find a little more readily. They're not like super rare, but it's definitely probably about 500-ish, I guess, out there. The vinyl, they did a very small run. But yeah, highly recommend this one. That's a 5 all day long. That is one of the favorites I bought this whole year. And yeah, I was kind of wanted that song Sex Dwarf. It's like so hard to find. So I probably don't need their early albums, but yeah, Soft Cell I just wanted to have like the comp with the good stuff. So I'm going to kill it here, so we're running long. Hope you're well. This is visiting from the past here, so hope you're all well, and yeah, catch you later.